7 years ago, my life was a mess. I became a Christian and I thought I have figured out the truth. This is it, everybody here knows how it is supposed to be, and I will fix my life within soon. Yeah, that was what I thought. Um, Over the years, God has been healing and healing and healing and healing and healing and healing and stripping away from me. Um, I first thought, oh, it's a certain way of thinking, certain way of being and living and all these things, but actually something didn't match up because as much as I began to understand how the faith works and what it's supposed to be, something was missing. And more I discovered that actually the Christian faith is not about doing or not even as much believing, but about Jesus, Christ, Christianity, Jesus. And more I came to discover that it's actually about living with God, and that's where Jesus' name comes from, Emmanuel, God with us. And more I've been seeking Him and learning to pray and reading His Word, that is the Bible, but then leading up to, hey, this is about a living God that is still living among us. And I was a mess, like I told you. He's been healing me. But one of the most important things I've discovered is whenever I was suffering and going through stuff, that it's actually not about finding solutions, but more so about sharing that with God and learning from Him and healing with Him. So I go through life and I walk with God, and whenever something is going on, I just go to Him. I ask Him, like, God, this hurts me so much. What is going on? Can you help me? And then He will reveal what's going on, or not immediately, but eventually He will make you understand. And more I can begin to integrate my life, whatever is going on in inside, with God. And one of the things I was lacking a lot in my life was love. I did everything on my own. I'm so used to doing everything alone, and I did more and more with God. And one of the things of doing things with God alone is, yes, as much as you begin to understand the love of God, you don't feel it always as much. And more and more, God has been connecting me with people that also have a heart for the Lord. And what I've been noticing is that God has a way of doing things, connecting you with people, leading you. And more, He gave me examples of people loving me, seeing people love one another. And that filled me because the moment it became a thing in my mind, like, oh, this is possible. God could love me that way too because I understood it. And more I became somebody who actually God has been pouring a more and more love in. Love that goes deeper, love that goes after a person, love that is personal, love that shows the person how much you are, the lover loves the person, the beloved. And more he gave me examples of how to love and how to be patient and how to actually care for a person and actually how to, yeah, be there for a person. And more I've grown into this love. And yeah, the moment, but like I said, you live life with God, so there is a certain difficult person in your life, and I don't know how to love this person, so I ask God, how do I love this person? Because to me, this person is as frustrating and irritating as it could be. And then what you often see is that God will not always talk about the person, but about you. Like, why does the person frustrate you? Why is the person irritating you? And more, He will show how a lot of those inner frustrations and irritations are sometimes wounds from the past, or just a wrong way of viewing the person, or a wrong way of viewing myself or God even. And what you see is that the more you live life with God in this way, the more He's gonna show you how to love people the way how He loves. And the funny thing is that often this loving other people has a lot to do about learning how to receive this kind of love for yourself. It's almost borderline impossible to love a person in a certain way if you've never been loved that way yourself. If you think you can do everything yourself and don't need love or don't need provision, it's very hard to provide for another person in the same way God does. Because how God provides and just gives without any requirements, any expectation of returning that same kind of provision. Once you receive that, you'll learn to receive and you'll learn how to actually give in the same way. So what I truly have discovered is that in loving people the way Christ loves, it's all about walking with God, learning to receive how He gives this kind of love, and then becoming so full of it and it's becoming so normal for you that you begin to just love people in the way how He does it. That's not easy. Oh my gosh, it's not easy because people are complicated. We ourselves are complicated. We all don't always love the right way because we interpret it the wrong way. But the more you just live with Christ, and if you don't know and it's difficult, you can just ask Him and be like, okay, Lord, this didn't work out. What do I do? And so, with walking with Christ, walking with God, more and more you begin to learn from Him and become like Him. And before you know it, you begin to actually love like Christ. So, more and more, I've been noticing that with people around me, and maybe also a bit on how I love people, and that's just amazing how just walking with God together with Him side by side, how you can learn how to love people and overcome your own personal challenges in that kind of way. Now, speaking of love, I myself am in a massive faith walk and actually going to be married soon. And together with my soon to be wife, we're going to do an enormous ministry, super cool, super awesome. But we need finances. So we are going to do art and music and all kinds of beautiful expressions of the Lord in order to convey to people the magic of the kingdom so that people will see how beautiful God is, how incredibly cool Jesus is, how real He is, what is He saving, prophetic words and visions about what God's idea is about for this world. Now we are going to do this together, and we need your help. If you are willing and feel led to by the Lord, you can bless us financially. You will find a link down in the description and find out how you can do so. Thank you very much in advance. God bless you. May your seed be multiplied 1,000-fold, and see you later.